Players.
You're live.
Start line up for a minute.
It's gone. It's knowing who to look at, isn't it? On what's in the camera. So,
Yeah, got some comments coming through already.
it's it's going to be difficult to read all those. Hey,
Well, it's like to say hi to everyone that's joining.
so yeah. So we're pretty much live. So, hello, welcome to the Winners of Sheffield Podcast. We are here at Aston Hall Hotel, who've kindly let us use their venue to interview the one and only Sam Bagshaw. Sam,
Yeah, nice to meet you. It's really great.
yeah, thanks for joining us. So we're obviously live on your I think your Instagram and live there on our YouTube page. So we always start the podcast really with right at the start of the journey, so to speak. So can you tell us a little bit about your early life and where you grew up and that kind of upbringing?
Oh yeah, I did find it really hard. Like as soon as my mum and dad, as soon as my mum and dad noticed that I'm having trouble talking, when I was old enough, that's when they took me to speech therapy and tried to help me with that. But I think I was still like, I didn't really know what was happening still because with being young, I didn't realise I was different to everyone else. But that's when I went into when I started school and all that and stuff. I knew that I was the only one that would find me out to talk. So yeah, it was quite hard. I've always lived pretty much in between like Birmingham and Sheffield where I'm from. So yeah, it just when I was younger, I did. I didn't have. I did miss out on a lot of things because of my confidence and how it was.
You mentioned about sort of speech therapy. I mean, I personally was hard of hearing when I was younger, so
Yeah.
that actually delayed me talking altogether. And it's quite a running joke now, but I used to speak. I used to say certain things in certain ways. Did it delay your actual speech? The stammer, or was it that you learned to speak, and then it was sort of a later thing that realised that you stammered.
Yeah, I think in a way it did stop me from talking. Like I just be really quiet because um, I I think it's because I didn't really know why I'm finding it hard to talk. So yeah, we're just a bit. That's what made me prefer not to talk because of how it makes me feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and we all know kids can be really nasty, or not know the boundaries. Did you get a lot of stick? Were you bullied at school?
Well, actually, I just tried to get on with as much as I could do.
Yeah.
Like I just I just pretty much kept myself to myself, and I think I hid it quite well because we were only 4 friends at school that really knew that I had Stammer, because I didn't want to talk to anyone else really, like in lessons and stuff. And obviously my parents didn't inform the teachers,
Right.
so they knew maybe not like in front of our class, like to do reading and stuff.
Yeah. What we're asked so quickly, your thing there is saying something about turn on the actions, it says.
I don't think it's ended live actually.
Well, it's saying connection, so maybe even there it's not reacting to me, is it?
Let's just try it. We out.
Might be best we're out the Wi-Fi.
We aren't connecting to this.
Yeah, do whatever you. Technology.
I was about to say they're going to say we need to go out digital banking and stuff like that.
This is what I know. Forced to full connection. We're back live now.
5G, keep it. So before we went live, you told me that you went to Aston Com.
Yeah.
That's the school that I went to. Obviously, I struggle with my reading and I've got ADHD. And the school weren't as understanding. What were they like?
Sorry. That location accuracy.
Obviously, when I were at school, I was same as you, kept out of the way, didn't want to read. My parents told us, obviously. One of the worst things they could have got, they were a group called Speedy Greens. So they used to come out, come and get you and go, we need you for class. They'd be like, oh, Speedy Greens is like one of the worst things you could have had, and I hated it. Obviously, schools are more accepting now and there's a lot more understanding. Was school all right with you in terms of your stammer and stuff?
I did actually have a one-to-one helper that used to take me out of some lessons. Used to have one-to-one with me. Like we used to go through reading, and we used to go through other things, because I do have a little bit. I do have a little bit like learning difficulties as well, like reading and spelling and maths and stuff like that. So
I mean, we on that one.
But it's not. I found out people that have Stammer, but it's really smart people that have a Stammer, so it's not connected.
Yeah.
I understand maybe some people might think that. Yeah.
So the school were good with, and obviously, and I said they had you with one-on-one. What do they call them now? Not buddies, are they?
Mentors.
Mentors is the word that Chris talks
Yeah.
about.
Did you feel misunderstood at times at school? You mentioned there that you associated you felt like you were lacking in certain areas, and put it down to was that did you feel misunderstood in that situation?
No, I've done a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I think it just made me a little bit extra, hard for me to like learning lessons and stuff, because I felt like because quiz are really quiet, and like my confidence was affecting me. I felt like might be missing that and stuff in that lesson and stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, it's quite sad to hear you say that you kept yourself to yourself, because for me, that's what school's about. Was about sort of meeting people and sort of. Now, obviously, you get out there and meet loads of people. Do you feel like you're making up for lost time in that?
I definitely, yeah, because I was really into sports at school, but I never used to ready to join anything after school
Yeah.
because they didn't. I wasn't know anybody there,
Yeah.
and I think maybe I did. I think maybe if I did push myself, I think I might have enjoyed it, but it was just all the confidence in there that was stopping me. So yeah, I am making up for it now as I get older. I'm actually living in a lot of places to go to.
You're a local celebrity, that's why. I saw you were at the All About the Noise, the Sheffield United fan zone thing. How was that experience?
Yeah, really good. Like, really going to reach out to me because uh, I've been trying to do more with the club because that's feel like it means a lot to me because how much I support and got season tickets and stuff like that. So I could have said no to doing the fan zone thing though because it wasn't in front of a big crowd and
I was going to say, because obviously I saw it, but obviously you're effectively watching it from the crowd, so you couldn't see how many people are actually in that sort of crowd.
well, they actually said we'll do it. Actually organised it just before starting the match, really, so it got more busier. So it were just around like the 2 o'clock time, so and they kick off 3 o'clock. So
Build up.
actually busy from here.
Well, that's up to you then, mate. That's it's a big deal for you, isn't it? To like say be in front of that amount of people and have the confidence to chat away. So
I was going to say, it made me laugh because I'd obviously emailed you last week, sort of saying, you know, do you mind there being two of us interviewing you, and then I was like, when I saw the video, it's all right talking talking to more than one.
I understand that obviously with my Stammer at the moment now. I understand I can find it hard sometimes, but it's all about me getting through it and yeah.
Do you know what I found really refreshing as well? In the last couple of weeks in the run up to it is although I'm on social media, I'm on my phone all the time. It's easy to sort of just see the negative bits, and the sort of, trolling and all that kind of stuff. But the amount of sort of positivity that your social media sort of just, I mean, like some of the comments, you must, even though I was just external to it, I was like, this is beautiful, so you must sort of like really feel, warm when you go on your social media and read some of those comments.
Yeah, we do. It really helps a lot, like, the really nice comments on our spot from everyone. And especially seeing comments where I'm inspiring like the daughter and the son at the time and stuff like that. And it's really helping them because I've always said myself, if there's more social media around when I was younger, I think if I would be able to watch someone do the videos that I'm doing,
So I remember you said that you did see somebody who sort of got a stammer on social media. Who was that, and are they still sort of prevalent on the scene now?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few people now that know that I do videos, and
the lady who was on Traitors. I saw your video. I watched that one today.
Yeah, so it's really good seeing her videos. She's helping inspire people as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit I've not watched Traitors. Maybe I should dig it out and watch. So she didn't seem to be as she didn't have as much of a stammer. Is that right? Or
Yeah, she found it a lot. She found it a lot more better to control it more, and with all the hard work that goes into it, yeah. And like you said, actually before, um, people with summer who have bad days and like there are some days where you think that I'm not doing it as much today and stuff like that.
Do you ever find that yourself then, like, you think, oh, I'm having a day where I just, I'm not interested. Yeah.
I think it's not the one enough where it's like just more about
Do you find yourself more in the morning where you struggle, or
well, it can. I think it depends on like things that I'm doing that day as well, and just maybe things I'm thinking about. Or, yeah.
is it a fatigue thing? Do you think? If you're tired or stressed, does it sort of is it more affected by those things?
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. Yeah.
and is there like more situations that you try and avoid than what you do? You know what I mean? Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's sure that was side of it as well. Yeah.
So when you saw this person that was posting, and obviously you made that decision to do it yourself. Was it TikTok you started with originally?
Yeah, it was TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know what it's like having tried to build something, and then you have those ups and downs, don't you, where you have a lot of reactions to stuff, and then you post stuff and you think it's a masterpiece, and it gets no reactions. So I'm sure you although you've got lots and lots of viewers, I'm sure you went through all of that, did you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there was a bit of a period where I, I was feeling like I didn't really want to carry on doing videos like that. I should just leave it there for now.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that I carried on. I think the comments like helped me to carry on
Yeah.
because I found out that I'm happy keeping the videos and keeping happy. So that's what made me keep on posting. And especially when I started out, I'm just talking about my experiences in the room. I think I'm not doing videos, but I think I'm a little more support. That's when I thought maybe I could start.
So it's progressed quite well, hasn't it? Then in terms
Yeah.
of, like you said, from your bedrooms actually being out and going face to face to people. It's
Yeah.
I think, like you touched on before as well, you're probably running out of places to go. You're probably running out of ideas of the shop factor, or have you got plenty more in your locker for?
Well, I'm definitely organising stuff. There's a lot of things that are outside Sheffield that I noticed that I do seem to get in the train a lot more to places, and yeah, because there's some places that I want to visit that maybe Sheffield don't have. So, yeah.
One of the comments, I mean, again, what surprised me with, I mean, I asked you to do a short reel, sort of saying that you're coming on the podcast, and I shared it, and it was sort of the speed at which it's like they're all sat waiting for your post. I think you'd put it out, and within a day it had got sort of 10,000 reactions, then 20,000 reactions. And the ratios, I think in the end, that 45-second video got 70,000 views and more than 8,000 reactions. So that ratio. One of the comments that somebody said on there is, something along the lines of, you should have your own TV show. Is that something that you'd aspire to do?
Well, I do always like to try and find different ways I can help people, and I always like to think of different ideas. Yeah. Because it actually took me quite a while to get into doing other podcast kind of things, because there was a long period of time where I didn't know if it was my thing to get into them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, I think definitely I'm getting a lot more requests to do a podcast with people now. So that's the next step, getting into that a bit more.
Have you had any requests for turning on the Christmas lights? I imagine that's not going to be far away, is it?
Well, could be something I can listen to.
That's our mission. Anybody out there wants Christmas lights switching on this year, let us know, and we'll come down.
Seems to have a jungle, to be fair with you.
Yeah. Would you fancy that? I'm a celebrity.
Yeah, I think with that, before you go on, I ask you questions about, and especially that question about your fears and stuff like that. I think I might have to say something I'm not scared of, just so people don't want me to.
I've always thought that, if I ever went on, I'd say, I'm not bothered about rats or spiders and that.
Well, I heard a stat the other day that the fear of talking in public is second only to the fear of spiders. So what are you more scared of now? Are you more scared of spiders or public speaking?
Well, I think definitely spiders got more higher than now, but a bit in the middle with the public speaking.
I have to say, I watched that video with Rich either yesterday or the day before, and he didn't look in any way. I mean, it was quite funny actually, because the microphone, it was like proper microphone in your face. I was like, steady on a bit, Rich.
He did ask me. He asked me if I wanted my own mic, or if he wanted to just do that with me. And I was thinking, trying my own mic, I was a bit nervous if I weren't doing it as close as he was. So.
Yeah. I saw Billy Sharp
Yeah.
was there as well. Did you meet and talk to Billy? Do you know him?
I've not actually met him yet, no, but
Have you not?
I think I'll definitely like to try and organise something. I've been like to meeting with him and talking and stuff. Yeah.
He likes the game of paddle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We saw him. Yeah, we were playing a game last Friday, and he was on the court next to us. Have you played since you? I know you went and did a video with Alex, didn't you? Have you played again?
Not really been back to it yet, but I'm definitely have to win back against him. Yeah.
We'll have to get a game, and
Yeah.
we'll have to organise.
And he's done last night because he's beat me already. It's 1-0.
Yeah, we had a game with Danny Poodle, Danny on Wilson's side, and I had Ryan Rhodes on my side, and just managed to squeeze the victory. So yeah, if you're up for it, and I saw you at the pickleball place. Have you played that? We played that again, or is just the one?
That was just the ones, but yeah, I thought it was a really good place, and it's good to see places like that. They didn't really know about it.
It was quite funny because I bumped into you that day, and then I think it was the week after I interviewed Alex. And bearing in mind he's got sort of Joe Root involved and all these kind of people, and I sort of said to him, "Who do you think we should interview next?" And he mentioned you and started describing you. I'm like, "I've met him. I like literally met him this week." But I didn't realise how much of a sort of social media superstar you were at that point. So we talked about the social media growth, and at the moment you've got over 200,000 followers. I think that's gone up quite significantly just in the time that I've been speaking with you, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And what about I've heard Richard say you've got 1 million followers collectively. Is that
on TikTok? 950.
right? So not be long before
We're getting halfway to 1 million. Yeah.
Not be long before you're tipping over the. I mean, do you ever feel? I suppose it's one of those where there's a vulnerability, isn't there, to putting anything out on social media, but particularly your challenges. Do you ever feel once you've done something, almost like I shouldn't have done that, or are you quite sort of laissez-faire and once it's out, it is what it is, kind of thing?
I'm kind of like I feel like I've got a lot more better with it now. I feel like I just like to show that mostly that other video that I do, because I think there were a time where I was doing like a bit more editing in my videos and stuff like that, but now I'm feeling more comfortable to like feeling more comfortable keeping clips that I might have not have before.
Yeah, I think I mean, that's why I wanted to do this episode live. I think if you don't have it raw and unfiltered, it's not doing justice to you. That's what I felt with this episode. Again, having watched your video with Richard all about the noise, and I didn't know this until I'd seen it, so I'm glad I watched that. Me and Wilson do another sort of podcast called Rate Good Causes, as you know, and you're involved in a Rate Good Cause yourself, aren't you? So you're running, is it Sheffield Half Marathon that you're training for? And do you want to tell us about that? What you're raising money from?
Yeah, so I'm doing that for Action for Stammer Children's Charity, which is a charity that means a lot to me. Especially they really focus on helping young people. So really happy that's really happy how that's going. I appreciate everyone that's donated and managed to get over 3,000 so far.
Well done. Brilliant.
And when's the half marathon again?
That's that's 29 for this month.
Oh, right, so
Yeah.
not long to go. And how did that arrangement come around? Did they contact you? Did you contact them?
Well, back to you when they contacted me about like because they did the Brighton full marathon for them as well last year.
Oh, right. So you're a seasoned.
That's when they got in touch if I wanted to do like a marathon for them. Yeah.
Fantastic. So was that your first marathon?
Yeah.
Now, go on.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really good, the Brighton one. I would definitely recommend it. It was quite flat there, and you got like the beach and the sea
That's music to my ears.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do the Leeds one. I did the Leeds marathon last year. Didn't realise that there's a hill in there that's like Rutland Road, and it's about 3 miles long. And I'd already fallen and snapped my shoulder. So a flat one sounds like heaven. But my wife told me I'm not allowed to do any more marathons. So have you always been a runner? Have you always been a relatively strong?
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why I got into it. Then I got an email. Let's see what to do that. That's when I pretty much started the running training, you know.
How long before?
It was like 5 months to get ready for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No messing about. Just straight. What time did you run?
I did it. Did it in 5 hours 20.
Nice.
Did it at Wickers, the 10K? What did you do that in?
I did that in 49 minutes.
Oh,
nice. I was saying to you when you said it, I'm pretty sure that's faster than my fastest ever 10K. And I'm never getting them times again. So.
Yeah.
40, in it, it's downhill after that.
Yeah, it's all downhill from it. I once met a guy actually. I was doing park run, and he were in his 50s, late 50s, and he was like, "What time are you going for?" And I was like, 22 minutes, and he was like, "Oh, I used to do 16, 17 minutes when I was your age." But now we're getting faster every week. I think I prefer to be getting faster rather than knowing. But now I'm other way around. I'm just getting slower every week. So do you do park runs and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's I actually go to running clubs. Go to one on a Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah.
Which ones are there?
I go to one on Wednesday.
Oh, the Waver, is it Waver?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm in a running club myself, Sheffield Business Runners. We run on a Monday. I swerved it today because I wanted to make sure I was fully prepared for this. But we run on a Monday at 4:30. Would you fancy joining us as a sort of once you've done your marathon, maybe come sort of everybody introduces themselves and tells new members. So it'd be good to get you down and
especially now that evening's obviously getting more lighter and
What's cold?
you're going to keep on getting better. Yeah.
We take a selfie actually before we run, and it's sort of like it's like a colour chart.
Yeah.
Every week it gets lighter and lighter. So yeah, there's a chap who we're speaking to about on the very good causes, and he's got sight issues, hasn't he? He's sort of saying he can only run, once there's enough light, which you don't even think about, these things. So you've obviously said that inspiring others is a big sort of part of it, and you mentioned there about the Stammer for Children charity, isn't it? Did you have that when you were sort of a child, or was that something that wasn't around at that time?
No, but I didn't really know. I didn't really know about like anything on the internet when I was younger. No,
No.
no. I just knew about something about the local street scientist that I think
Do you hear from a lot of parents then on social media?
yeah, we do, yeah. And they just tell me about that my son and daughter's got a stammer, and that I love watching my videos and it's really exciting, and
That's good then.
and it's helping them like if they find it hard, then my videos helping them that it's not always going to be hard. Like in case they're nervous about obviously getting more older, what's going to be like and stuff.
Yeah.
We like it, and I know we like it. My videos are showing them that I'm just going out there and doing everything that I want to do.
You're getting yourself out of
And
that.
you don't stop them doing anything, so maybe if they're something at the moment, they're confident. Maybe they're able to go out and do like hobbies and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? It's no matter what your parents say to you, that your parents are never right. If they're saying, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that," and seeing your videos, it's actually showing, yeah, you can go and do that. But what Sam's doing,
I know it's a completely different condition, but have you watched the movie I Swear that's out at the moment?
I have I've been hearing about it, but I've not got around to it yet.
It's about a chap, obviously, that's got Tourette's, and there's one scene where the parent bring their daughter to see him, because obviously it's set over the sort of like 80s, 90s, and obviously there's more awareness about it now, but the daughter that they bring has never met anybody with Tourette's before, and I just sort of thought about, some of these kids, I'm assuming that their parents are reaching out, might not have met anyone else with a stammer. Did you feel, I'm the only person who suffers like this for a long time?
That's what I felt like, yeah, because I actually asked like a teacher at school if anybody else in the school had a stammer, and I think they tried to find out for me, but it was that they said that there's no one else, and one of the speech therapies that I went to, they organised a group session, which was really good because that's where I got to meet other people with stammer. So yeah.
I must admit, I was a bit nervous about tonight, because I'm notorious for cutting across people and interrupting them at the best of times. So But no, it's hard to know how to react. I remember I used to work behind a bar, and I was always very good at knowing what people wanted to drink.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who used to come into one of the bars, and he'd got a stammer, and I, for a long time, just treated him like anybody else. I knew what he'd want to drink,
Yeah.
and I'd start pouring him a drink, and I realised over time his independence didn't like that. So I then made a point of, letting him order his drink,
Yeah.
which it took me a while to realise that was obviously a big thing for him, and I'm making it sound like it lasted for years, but first couple of times it sort of. Have you experienced that where people finish the sentences, and is that a frustrating thing?
Especially like with the drive-throughs and ordering ones. So somebody today and then you're really well.
Yeah.
Like it's a start to say that there's something that's in this one.
I was just about to say the ironic thing about it when my wife tends to finish my sentences, 9 times out of 10 she's completely wrong as to what she thinks I'm going to say. So that must be quite a frustrating thing.
Yeah, and especially if especially if you're finding it hard, then I should start over from the beginning again.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So outside of social media, you mentioned you've got a day job. What is it? How does that? Does the stammer affect that, or is it?
Yeah, so just working in a warehouse, and when I first started, I think what I like to do is I like to start off talking to the main people that work there, and then within the coming days and weeks, I do eventually go around to the people and start their conversation with people. So when I like to do that instead of trying to sit around everyone like at first day and like first few
How long you've been working there for? Right. And is this the first job you've like full-time job you've had, or
I did work in one last year,
did you?
but they had to be Doncaster.
Yeah.
And then
Selfish.
I don't want to go that far through. So there was a few months where I took a little bit of time off work and I was doing my videos for a little bit. And then I thought that I'd like to get back into work again because I feel like it's really good with the social angle.
So do you know, obviously, when you went to a job, obviously there's going to be people out there that's got a stammer and they may be thinking, I want to get into work and stammer. Did you find it quite difficult and nervous going for like an interview and this, that, and the first, not knowing the people that are there and whatnot, and how they're going to react to you?
Yeah, I always like to let people know straight away. Just to let them know that I've got a stammer, and sometimes it might take me a while to get my words out, which makes me feel more relaxed and which makes me feel more comfortable as well. but I understand maybe it could you can maybe seem that it might affect the interview because they might think that it's like nerves and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if anybody were going for a job tomorrow and they did have a stammer, would you say just get yourself out there and go for it and just no. Yeah. Obviously, with just your videos alone, it's making awareness.
I think maybe the person that's interviewing you, maybe they might already know someone who was done or something somehow. Yeah.
We talked about the array of positivity that your social media brings, but as I talked about previous to that, we know that social media can bring out the worst in people. Have you ever had any negative experiences in that regard?
I've noticed a few like comments on the videos and stuff. What people trying to say, like the joke around in comments like that, and their friends and stuff. And actually, the good eye on TikTok where people can post pictures and comments, and what people. I think what people do is they screenshot the video and the screenshot where I find it hard to take the words out, and that's what they put in comments that picture because obviously they might be looking in a way that people might find it funny. So,
again, I'm assuming you can just sort of block or sort of remove people or do that anyway.
Yeah, you can have the option of getting rid of comments and stuff like that, but it's not really that much action, really.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of your followers give them a bit of stick and react to their comments when they're being mean?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people support me in comments. Yeah,
that's good. Then
I'm gonna say
positive, don't it?
You definitely got a fan base behind you. I was jealous of that. When I'm having a low day, I need Sam's social media, I think, to sort of pick me up. So obviously you've done an amazing job, both sort of, like you say, you've got a full-time job, you're doing this social media stuff. What are the immediate future goals for Sam Bagshaw? What's beyond the marathon and all of that kind of stuff?
I think it's definitely doing more. Doing more like this and getting more and more experience in podcasts. And I thought about I had thought about in future maybe. I know some people. Some people go around schools and just like teachers and
Story time, that'd be quite a good one. Because if there's any young children in the classroom that I've got a stammer and they're seeing you read a story to me, really like inspire them to say, well, actually, yeah, I can do what Sam does.
yeah, like it, like it maybe go to a school and like young people have like questions from him and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're gonna have a lot of questions, aren't they? It's like, I remember my kids when they were younger, they'd ask some right questions. You're like, can't
Yeah, I
get
should have asked my daughters if they had any sort of questions before. I mean, on that, we have got a sort of section that I wanted to ask if anybody's got questions, but everything seems quite a long way away. Although my daughter's left a message there.
Yeah.
Hi, Daddy. Sam, hi, Wilson. So, if you, is there any on your sort of, if you want to bring it in, I know it's going to distort the view a little bit, but is there anybody on here that wants to ask any particular questions? No,
my eyes.
you've got loads of comments, haven't you? That's the you're so inspiring, and I'm so proud of you. So,
Does anyone have any questions while we're
do you have regular? Do you go back to comments when you get them and make a point of reaching back out?
Yeah, I do like to do that as much as I can. Like when we post my videos and stuff like that. I do like to get back to as many comments as I can do. And I think it's because I really appreciate the support for them watching my videos and them taking the time to put a comment as well.
Do you think you'd go into schools to raise awareness with the youngsters? I think that you'd already pretty much answered that one.
And I have thought about there's not. I think as well there's not many like children's books.
Yeah.
Involved with like. Having a summer.
Yeah.
What would you fancy writing that? Would you fancy Sam Bagshaw, the author?
Yeah, it can maybe something I could look into. Yeah.
I've just seen a message there from Ellie Knight. What made you want to do the videos and help raise awareness?
Well, I think that goes back to where I've seen a lot of other people. They were helping and inspiring people. Yeah. And really helping themselves as well. That's what made me.
Is this your brother?
Give it a go.
I don't know what it means.
That's what made me give it a go. To give back and help people, and it would help me as well with my confidence and else. Yeah.
If there was something you could tell your younger self, what you know now, if you could go back and say anything to the young Sam, what would it be? What would you say to yourself?
I would just say that I would say that I'm not always going to be this shy and quiet, and I am going to do. I'm going to do all this at times to hobbies, and I'm not going to let it stop me.
Good.
From doing anything.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, a children's book with a character, a stutter. Is there a difference between a stutter and a stammer? Is that I must admit I noticed it was stammer, not stutter. Is there a defined
It doesn't
difference?
into that. Stutter is more American word. Doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, I thought as much. I just didn't know whether it's because I in the past I'd always considered it stuff, like a stutter, but I noticed it was more stammer.
You can call it either one.
There was a few other questions. One before that. Sam, I have a volunteer at my work who has a similar thing. Are there any helpful tips you can give?
No, that's a good one.
I would also just be patient and just let them say what they want to say. I'll take down from that as well. Like, just to help them start a conversation with them. You can ask them about the weekend and stuff like that, because that's always going to get them talking. That's always going to happen.
But do you feel sometimes maybe in the past people have avoided talking to you?
Because I think people have done that because you've got I thought like it stressed me out or something, makes me nervous and stuff, and I don't really like talking, but I don't really want people to start talking from this thing.
It's a shame that as well.
I think a lot of people make a lot of assumptions anyway, don't they? Another question that just popped up there, I think it's gone now, and I forgot all about it, but somebody in there just said that the young lad who was on Educating Yorkshire is now a public speaker, and I'd forgotten all about him, but was he an inspiration to you? Because you must have been quite a youngish lad yourself. Did you see that when it was on telly?
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought it was really good that was able to do something like that, especially for all the people in the assembly that do it.
Were you at school yourself when that was? I'm forgetting my time scales. Like, really.
Yeah, I think I might have been.
Must have been a similar time scale. That 10 years ago. There's a question there, so let me just see if I can. It says, "This is a shame. The sound quality is very poor. Would have liked to hear Sam's story. Good luck with the journey, Sam." So obviously something's gone wrong with our sound. So, well, that's not there for the non-live recording. So, but hopefully they managed to jump on here. I think this is the main part, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Any other questions there? What you're doing is incredible. Now that you've built a following, do you get more people trying to start a conversation with you? So, and are you getting noticed out and about? I know you sort of like trying to make a point of getting out and asking people questions and challenge it, but are you getting stops and people talking to you?
Yeah, I think yeah. I get people saying I love watching your videos, and I get people saying that they've seen me on TikTok and all that.
Forgot who said it to me actually, but I mentioned to you that I mentioned somebody that I was interviewing you, and they said to me, "Oh my," and I've seen the video. Apparently, you stopped his friend when he was walking a dog or something quite recently, and I was like, pretty sure I saw that video. I mean, do these ideas just come to you, or are you seeing other people do these videos and doing your version, or is it a blend of everything?
There is actually some videos that I do that I don't really see other people doing as well.
Yeah. one thing I ask everybody who comes on the Winners of Sheffield podcast, and it's the one question that I preloaded with today is, now that you've been on the podcast, who do you think we should potentially interview?
I would say a guy called Wade. I don't know if you've seen videos on my Instagram with him. What he does is he's got he transformed the ambulance into a sensory room in there.
I did see it. Yeah, I did see it recently. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to help and support people, and he does. He goes around all different events. You can book for him to come to your house, and if like people, if like young children on the street want to go and stand there to help them, like go to the sensory and type of things. Yeah.
And is he based around here? Then, is he?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. If you could make an introduction, we'd like to.
Yeah, because he definitely likes to get the awareness out there, and yeah, we really want to reach out to more people. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's it. The more positive things you can get on social media, the better. At the minute, it's all rage bait and this, that, and other. The more people can get on it, like awareness for different things, the better for me.
Yeah. Sam, if anyone's watching tonight who's struggling with their confidence because of Stammer or for any other reason, what would you look into your sort of camera there? What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say, just because that says go out there and it's always good to challenge yourself, because especially when I do videos going to people and talking to people, I do feel like when I've done it, I feel so good about myself and feel really confident, and that's what gets me wanting to talk to the next person as soon as possible. Well, I've got a confidence high and feeling good. So I would say just doing as much as you can and to keep out your confidence, and that if you do want to start a hobby, maybe join a running club, I definitely recommend it because it's really helped me, because it gets you out there, meeting people, making more friends. Yeah.
Fantastic. Sam, thank you very much for your time today. We always say it's not a long fly by night. We'd like to sort of keep this relationship going and have another interview with you.
I've tried bagging him up for football, haven't I? So.
Yeah, well, but we'd like to sort of be it next year or some other event, we'd like to sort of get in front of you. So
get back on again and see how things are going for you and whatnot.
When I started Winners of Sheffield podcast, this is what I had in mind. So you are truly a winner of Sheffield, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say thanks for getting in touch with me. That's been really good. Yeah.
You're an inspiration.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for. I mean, by the sound of things, our sound quality aren't been that great, so I apologise in advance. But thank you very much for your time, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, top man.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
it now.
it's the end of right now, but
You what, sorry?
I just want to say I really appreciate all the support